Okay, this is my spoiler-free review on the 23 MCU movies that have been released to theaters. Alright, okay, these are basically these are the MCU movies that take place in the MCU movies. This is basically, when I say I'm getting a spoiler-free review, is I'm not going to talk about any detail because the only problem is I'm going to talk about the detail about this. The problem why I'm basically going to give them less points than they already have given of the ones that, at least the ones I liked anyway. And the ones I hate, probably going 50-50 to get them out the same on points or less. In terms of, on a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of quality. So, yeah, this is kind of my first spoiler-free review, and I'll try to do my best. And I'm also going to do a review on WandaVision, right after this, okay? The first 2 episodes of WandaVision Season 1. Okay, so I'm going to, basically, rank them all from, rate them on a scale of 10 out of 10. The lowest being the worst thing you can do. And the lowest I go is 0 out of 10. And the highest I go is 10 out of 10. And that's like the best. And none of these movies are going to get a 10 out of 10. That's the saying. I'm going to get why the main reason because they're all lacking proper color grading. So they're not, none of them are going to be at the best that they can be. See, to me, 10 out of 10 is you're basically going to be, you gotta be the best to get at least a 9 or a 10 out of 10. You have to be at least the best, in terms of quality that you can give. And because this, thing is, like, lacking, proper color grading, each one of these 23 films in the MCU, that stands for Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's why none of them are getting a 10 out of 10 or even a 9 out of 10. But they're all going to get, but they all take place in the 10 out of 10 place, okay? So, Iron Man 1, okay, and that's easily a 0 out of 10 because I have trouble staying engaged in that movie. And invested in that movie. It's just, to me, that's just not a war film worth going back, so that's why back-to-back seeing again. Unless I want to torture my friends or my family members mentally until the grips on reality start to break. And logic and reason and reality start to break. That's the only reason why I would want to watch with them, and not to punish them, not to have fun with, not to reward them, but want to punish them, and to reward myself for punching them, because I want to punish them, okay? Mentally. So, Iron Man from 2008, just a 0 out of 10. And also, the 2008 The Incredible Hulk movie, I'm going to give that 4 out of 10. No, that's too generous. I'm giving that what my mind keeps on getting set on. What my mind's thinking the most for how much points I give this. Should give this. I'm giving this The Incredible Hulk movie from 2008 with Edward Norton, who's supposed to be Bruce Banner. M.C.U. Bruce Banner, now played by Mark Ruffalo, who's the same Bruce Banner. I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. I went 1 point below, so, yeah, the reason why I'm giving this a 3 out of 10, for 2 reasons. And, well, these all have bad color grading, but the color grading gradually gets worse for each MCU installment out of the 23 MCU films on this list. So, this reason is because, biggest reason why it's not really the color grade, it's something else. It's really Hulk's design. He's not green, he is brown in this movie. Well, he looks more brown than green anyway. He looks more brown than the Abomination, and the Abomination is supposed to be green also. Just like different type of green in the comics. And the Hulk looks, I mean, outside of some green veins around his muscles, there's really not that much green on him, actually. There's more brown than green. And if it is a green and not a brown, it's really hard to make out, you know? On the Hulk's design of the color texture of his skin. Of the Hulk's skin in this 2008 movie. I mean, to the point, it's actually... And because of that, that's why I think it's worse than the 2003 Hulk film titled The Hulk. Because Hulk, well, looks less like a Hulk and more like a bombing piece of more like a abomination covering turd, liquid turd, as in shit. In other words, so now giving that. Now, this was the first MCU movie I actually liked when it came out. It's called Iron Man 2. But even though I liked it, the color still didn't look quite right. It looked kind of orange. Like, not worse than Green Lantern's orange. Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern movie, orange type of skin. The skin looked like really awkward. And the worst one, the skin does on Robert Downey just doesn't look natural. It looks like he put way too much. And also other people have these. Also the rest of the cast have this problem. But Robert Downey has this worse. His skin looks like really like he put too much tanning lotion on his skin. And this looks like, to the point, he looks more like a Oompa Loompa than the Iron Man. So, that really bothered me. And I just think, maybe if we put like more proper black values in the shadows, or maybe went with some more, maybe actually, I think that maybe, and also went with some more, less bold color scheme that makes skin look weirdly like Oompa Loompa skin, I would have given it more points. I feel like I would have given it like a 9 or a 10 out of 10, but as in right now, it just stands as a 8 out of 10. Iron Man 2, okay? From 2010. That's the year it came out, okay? And a 2011 Thor movie titled Thor. That is going to get an 8 out of 10. And the reason why I'm going to get 8 out of 10 is because of the same, it's the same problem with Iron Man 2, but there's a third problem. There's a bonus problem. The same problem like with this Thor movie is the same problem with Iron Man 2, but with one addition. These 9% of the film, I feel like is at least shot in the Dutch angles. Is shot in Dutch angles. Like, you know when Battlefield Earth, like 9% of that movie, and I don't know, like 10% of that movie is shot regular, and 9% of the movie is shot sideways, and makes you dizzy and disoriented and unbalanced, to when you might fall over or lose balance because of how the camera shot like this. The camera shot like this, and like 9% of the film, like Battlefield Earth. This is how this was the same filming technique they used for the first Thor movie with Chris Hemsworth from 2011. Thor, not Thorn, Thor. And next is Now, good thing is that this is the only Marvel film that really uses the whole Dutch angle thing as a regular filming technique throughout the film, and releasing the out of the 23 MCU movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, yeah, so that's good. This is the list. And, next is, Captain America, the First Avenger. It's fine because he's not the first Avenger. It's Captain Marvel that's the first Avenger, so that title makes absolutely no fucking sense, actually, when you think about it in hindsight. Because down the road, they make this movie called Captain Marvel, where they say, it's not Steve Rogers that's the first Avengers, it's Captain Marvel that's the first Avengers. And in fact, the word the Avengers was inspired by Captain Marvel. We find this at the post-credits scenes in the end of the Captain Marvel movie. With Brie Larson playing Captain Marvel, who also hosts the villain as Carol Danvers. So, I don't know why they decide they probably would be best calling this movie Captain America: The First Avenger movie, just Captain America, you know. Or anything other than the First Avenger would have been good. So yeah. This has, in some respects, this has better color grading, and some, like at least, no, I can't say in some ways this has better color grading, because that's a lie, because this color grading just has the worst out of let's see, 5 we have gone through so far, and this is the 5th one, and the other one was past 4th we gone through of the 23 MCU movies. This color is just the worst. It looks like I guess it's the way it's kind of like it was you know, chalk. Well, the Captain America: The First Avenger is the first MCU movie that really doesn't look right. Like, really, it looks wrong. I mean, you probably would notice it the first time you watched it, because I guess I didn't fully notice it. What I kind of noticed, didn't know was how bad it was the first time I viewed it. But then as time goes on, you start to realize this looks more like an episode of the Nickelodeon show Chalk Zone. And Chalk Zone is basically, those who don't know what that show was, basically characters, living, breathing, drawn to like chalk characters. And you can tell that they're chalk characters because it is like, I'm talking about the show Chalk Zone, so yeah. And Chalk Zone, what I'm trying to say is, like, this movie looks like it was printed on chalk. Like it looks like it was filmed on chalk. And it's basically appealing to look at. It's like basically, well, nails on chalk, but it's appealing to look at. It's not appealing, unappealing. It's unappealing as this movie, Captain America: The First Avenger. Visually, it's as unappealing as scratching your nails on a chalkboard. And to a point, it's kind of annoying how it looks, and also painful. That's why Captain America: The First Avenger gets I think my biggest problem with this movie is not really the story, it's just the look of the, my most problem with these films is that not really the story as much as more as the visual look they go for it. something about these films just look haunting looking. Like, it looks like someone painting faces on a corpse. And a mustache, too. A funny mustache on a corpse. And someone decides to feed the corpse pudding and didn't realize it was dead. That's what it feels like when I watch these movies for the visuals. The stuff of nightmares. And yeah, so this I'm going to give I think I want to give this a I think I want to give this a 7 out of 10. I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. Captain America: The First Avenger from 2011, I think it's released, or 2004, one of those years, okay? And Marvel's The Avengers from 2012, titled Marvel's The Avengers. Okay, this game is a straight up 5 out of 10. Because, look, I get a little pissed. Look, well, this doesn't, I'm giving this a 5 out of 10, and I do technically enjoy this film, but this is the lowest I can get for a film I like, or the lowest score I can get for a film I like, because this has pained me, I have lots of build-up anger and depression build-up towards this film, even though I like it. I have lots of build-up pain and anger and hate towards this film because of the color grading choice they use. So, I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. And that's the only reason why I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. I just don't like the color. So, Iron Man 3. That's getting 7 out of 10. Iron Man 3, yeah. From 2013. That's a 7 out of 10. And, even though this color grading is actually kind of technically worse, it just doesn't bother me as much when you have a standalone film and versus a team-up film when it has supposed to have my favorite hero from comic book history, which is my favorite team from comic book history, which is also my favorite comic book run from all the years I've read comics, is the Avengers. So the fact that you couldn't get the color right, you couldn't get it once for the Avengers, makes me want to almost destroy every copy of this film from 2012 titled Marvel's The Avengers and burn it, each copy to ashes on Blu-ray and DVD, and additional copy code along with it. And to wipe it also, just the part of my double plan, to wipe it from people's memory. And hopefully I can wipe it from my own memory, if I could do that. If I had that power. So yeah. So I guess I rant on Marvel's The Avengers because, and therefore, that's the reason why I hate all this movie, because of that anger, because of all the hatred I have in my soul towards this, the fact that this caused me more pain than joy, Marvel's The Avengers from 2012. That's why Iron Man 3 gets more points. Gets more positive, gets more points, but that's why it gets a 7 out of 10, and the Marvel's The Avengers gets a 5 out of 10. So suck it. Sorry, I just couldn't resist saying that. Okay, Thor: The Dark World gets 8 out of 10 because I think it's because of the even though the color grading is technically worse, it kind of makes up for the dim lighting that they use for the film. Therefore, it doesn't look as bad. It looks the daytime looks kind of like it's lit like nighttime was. So it kind of almost makes up for the bad color grading choice, but not quite. So that's why he gets an 8 out of 10 for The Dark World. And also, they got rid of the whole Dutch angle thing of shooting and also they got rid of the whole Dutch angle film, camera shots that he had in the first Thor movie. So that's a step up in the right direction. And Captain America: The Winter Soldier, I'm giving that a 6 out of 10. Yeah, because I just don't stand. Look, I don't like the color, and I don't like the coloring. Like how the coloring just looks the worst. It looks like the least. It looks like it has the least amount of life in this one as we go down the list. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and it has this weird blue tint covering the film. And camera is definitely, and also, we gotta go down to this list. Each film that as I go down to this list, I kept remembering the images of these films, and that's why I was struggling when I do a review on these individual films, and that's why I'm doing spoiler free, because I kept remembering these films. But as they go on and on, because, I mean, except for Spider-Man, Far From Home, because that actually, made a 2-step forward in making the color look more like, colors. You know, what didn't like quite look like, right? Is sadly, Spider-Man Far From Home is the best looking Marvel film since Iron Man 1 from 2008. So, with Robert Downey playing Iron Man. So, yeah. And now, Guardians of the Galaxy. And, okay, I think, this came from Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, Volume 1, titled just Guardians of the Galaxy, came out in 2014, and Captain America: The Winter Soldier came out the year before, 2013, the same year that Iron Man 3 came out, and also the same year that Thor: The Dark World came out. So Guardians of the Galaxy, I think came out in 2014 or 15, one of those years, okay? And, okay, I'm giving this a 5 out of 10 because this is fucking ridiculous. How this film looks is absolutely fucking stupid. You have this really lighthearted, campy, funny tone to this movie that has also this this really carefree feel to it, like a Bruce Almighty feel to it in this comic movie, but you make it look unappealing as fuck. You make it look ugly as heck. It's just stupid. It's like, why would you have, okay, what was the coloring that you had on the trailer versus the coloring you had, and you decide to use, I don't know why Marvel keeps, and that's another thing. Let's talk about the Marvel trailer. I don't understand why Marvel decides to always put more brighter, vivid looking colors. And, well, actually, I do know the answer because I looked it up with Dad. It's to scam people to fucking get their money. Because they know that more people are more likely to see the film if they show people what they want what the film could look like instead of what the film really looks like. So basically, they got a completely different team using the color grading choices and finishing and making the color look like using the color grading for the trailers, all the trailers, than the one in the actual film. For every Marvel film. Out of the 23 ones, Marvel film on this list. Yeah, there's 23, okay? See, look. You can't see that, okay? Okay, it's a little blurry, I think. So, yeah. And if I did this with Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel like this Guardians of the Galaxy suffers the most out of them on the ones on the list, because you have Guardians of the Galaxy supposedly is advertised like a lighthearted comedy, and the color they use for this one just doesn't fit the tone of the movie at all. Like, it's just like ridiculous, you know? I kind of dropped the list, so I had bend over, okay? So yeah, that's why Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, gets 5 out of 10. Age of Ultron, Avengers, I said half of the title, okay? The first time, it's Avengers Age of Ultron, gets a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10. And I will say the color is a major improvement. Sort of. The color is an improvement. But it's also sort of takes a step backwards. And this gives this orange tint to the film. This orange, look, I wouldn't be surprised if they removed the orange tint, it would actually look nice. And not like it will look like more like an orange film. I mean, less like an orange film. It just, look, I don't know why the orange, this film is orange. Age of Ultron is orange. The color in Age of Ultron is tinted orange. 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 Is what I'm trying to say. It's not color, it's just orange. Everyone looks like a Oompa Loompa. A really tall Oompa Loompa. And yeah, so